Hello, 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 hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are catching us from. It is July 2nd, 2020, the last day before a long holiday. So, on the tune of Miss Madonna getting us to get ready to celebrate. Such a quick check on here as seems as if we are having technical difficulties. Can somebody confirm that you can see the pre-market watch list on the screen along with the major indexes, and also that you can hear me? Welcome. Good morning, Mr. PT. Good morning, Mr. Sats. Good morning, Mr. Jalil. I saw your comments about eating good in the neighborhoods today. Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you. Because for whatever reason, YouTube, it's saying that viewers will experience some buffering. Okay, excellent, folks. Well, let's go into it, right into it. So it's Thursday, so you know the job report, the initial job claim. Thank you, Mr. Arvin. The initial job claim comes in every Thursday, and as such, it creates this binary event where pretty much everybody, well, I don't know if people wish for the worst or anything. I mean, given these times, so I think most people look for numbers to be uh, higher, that people are getting jobs, back to jobs, right? So the number came in at what's just shy of 5 million, I believe. Different report have it at 4.8 million. The forecast was, the expected number was about 3 million. So this number is higher. And therefore, it generated that huge step function that some of you may have caught in pre-markets. I think we posted on there. So, yeah, let's. The unemployment rate is at 11.1%. The expected was 12.3%. So that would be interesting. So, oh yeah, let me clarify. These are the private non-paid payroll, right? That's the one that came in at 4.76 million. The initial job claim is actually meaning that people filing for unemployment for the insurance for the first time. That number is actually 1.4 million. Well, in any case, you can see in front of you the reaction onto our equities indexes. SPY just shoot up 1 to 1.3%. Prior to that, I mean, the markets were relatively bullish. They were all trading above 0.5. So here you can see on the QQQ, since the QQQ is really a funny index to trade, right? When things are neutral, that's the one that's advancing the most. Now, when things become super bullish for everybody else, obviously the other have to catch up, right? So it's almost like this rebalancing act. So in any case, QQQ was up yesterday up to 1.3. It was just steady yesterday, green that entirely. It popped above 240, all-time high, folks, all-time high. So 253 here, QQQ is all-time high. SPY is nowhere near all-time high. I always invite you to look at the bigger picture and those charts that we share in our pre-markets, in our daily market recap. The Russell 2K, I know also known as IWM ETF, is up 2%, and it's tracking with the financial. I mean, it's what our system here at Successful Trading gave us a hint yesterday of pretty, I don't know if it was a hint, but all of those alerts that are pre-published yesterday before I actually put the actual list of the alerts, they are very powerful alerts, folks, meaning that they generate big moves. When I say big moves, well, the newcomers, you will have an opportunity to see. I am yet actually to determine the strike price for next week because I need to see where we close today. So at least in my attempt this morning, I was trying to start. But I think the number one that I put on the subscriber will know what I mean by that. It's definitely a clear number one. If something, I have a number one beast, that's I am waiting for it to show me something today to make it number one beast. and we go from there. So let's actually take a look then at the individual stocks in our broader watch list, if you will. So let's rank them as usual from okay. So I've not said so notice here, folks, it's not random that in pre-market like this. So if the economy is recovering, people are going back to job. Guess what? Netflix, for instance, people will not have time for Netflix. Maybe they will have time to chill, but not Netflix. Okay. I don't know. Okay, that joke there. Was I wrong for that joke? Okay. So same thing for Roku on here. If you, I'm not sure if we can make sense out of it, meaning that Netflix would be bullish, really more bullish, if you will. I mean, Netflix is always a bullish stock. It's trading at almost $500 for God's sake. But during the initial lockdown time, Netflix was actually ramping up because the premise is that people will have more time to actually binge on all of those. I can tell you, I have Netflix subscription. Quite frankly, I was laughing yesterday based on they have this thing now homemade, meaning people who were in lockdown across the globe and who filmed their own video or anything. I think there were 18 of them. I stopped at number 8. The first one was from France, so it got my interest a little bit more than the others. But my friend was just like, okay, if this is what movie production has become, then where are we going? That's just my opinion. Again, I completely separate that on my trading on Netflix, right? So meaning that kudos to Mr. P.T. yesterday for getting that 10-bagger on Netflix, folks. Really, really, really great job. Netflix was melting up like the rest of them, but it was one of those sneaky. Netflix has been part of our alert for the entire week. So it's great that, hey, after the third day in the week, you see, we have shared this before. These alerts, they are supposed to move. So meaning if you don't see movement on Monday, on Tuesday, most likely Wednesday will be the day of separation. We saw that last week with BYND, for instance, where after not doing anything on Monday, Tuesday, it proceeded to be $6 in the morning. I don't recall the strike. What strike did we recommend for Netflix? Did that go in the money? Let me go check here quickly. So for Netflix this week, we didn't pick Netflix in our top 5. Oops. Speaking of top 5, so the last 2 weeks, the number one, I'm under a lot of pressure now, folks. Or actually, I want people to advise. So who should be number one? Oh, I guess we decided on the number one stock for on the list because the previous week it was WYND. Some of the gain 2,600%. Facebook, folks, did more than a 20 baggers. That was the number one last week with the 230 call. Obviously, where's Facebook trading this morning? Just to give you an idea. So Facebook this morning, can we find Facebook here, folks? Facebook is trading at around $240.00. So if you bought the July 2nd 230 call, they are worth just roughly $10. Can we show that actually? Yeah, we can show that. How much was it worth yesterday? Those 230 call. I was using the 232. I think I shared that with everybody in the room. So $7 and something. So with this jump this morning, it will easily go to $10. So, and actually, maybe we can look at the chart here. Can we? Yes, beautiful, folks, beautiful. This is it. So this is the 230 call, how it traded. And again, for those newcomers, I invite you, before you buy option, pull up the chart of the option. You're going to learn so much about what's going on. So you could have bought this thing for as little as 41 cents 2 days ago on July the 30th. So when you have this chart, pretty much you can determine if you're paying more or less in relation to the past. And then that's what we call stealing. Stealing means for us, when I say stealing option, is that we're paying for the lowest price possible on there. And then this melt up, folks. This melt up. Yesterday was something else, right? I mean, this is the relative strength index, RSI here. This was overbought for the longest of time. $7, and then we close at $8.70. $9, folks, we touched yesterday. So now imagine the stock is up further. Oh, Oh, I'm not sure. Actually, you guys cannot see that screen. Okay, okay. As usual, you cannot see that screen. Let me show what I'm talking about. Can I do that here? Can I get my screen? I have three screens. Can I get my screen to show you the chart for Netflix? Nope, because that's a pop-up. So in any case, I posted this, guys. I posted this, right? We have a discussion room where I'm posting. I've never posted this much. I'm not sure if the newcomers or those who have been with us the longest, um, they 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 are noticing. So yes, I was showing this. I was trying to plot this chart, the chart of this contract, the 230 call. So it went as high as $9 and something yesterday, and I'm saying that it was as low as 41 cents 2 days ago. And we got some instruction last week about those 230 calls. So if you just decide you pick one stock out of the list that you will have going into next week, focus on the option chart of those strikes. You will be able to get great entry. Not sure if that's the technique that Mr. PT used yesterday, but he was able to get into Netflix 485 calls, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir. And he got in for 26 cents. That yielded him a 10 burger. Yeah, it's crazy, Mr. Jalil. So, I mean, when they say sell, it's just that it's relative. It's relative, right? I mean, the price on there was like minus 0.5 so percent. So that's not much. So let's go back to the watch list, and then the broader watch list. So do we see any movement on here? So what's the other one that which are on top? Okay, you see some deflated stock on here. I mean, before adding Deutsche Bank recently, we always see Royal Caribbean on top, right? So just a word of caution, folks. Today, I'm not sure actually. Can somebody confirm if we're closing? I will confirm. The moment we open, my platform will tell me what time we close. So I will let everybody know because I am reading different reports. Initially, I thought that we were closing at 2 Eastern, but I'm reading conflicting reports on there. In any case, the moment we open, that's the first thing that I'm going to post on there. We need to be aware of that. The market is gapping up, folks, so meaning that we're most likely going to have a lot of stock that are starting outside of the upper Bollinger. If that doesn't mean anything to you, you need to brush up on your technical analysis. The best way for you to do that, I know this guy, he says that he does one-on-one coaching, and if you're a subscriber, you're actually entitled to one free coaching session on his calendar. Let me show you that calendar, and if that's not something that's you have considered so far, many actually are taking advantage of it. So I strongly encourage you over your holiday to get studying about technical analysis because it's bound to help you take your trading to the next level. So here's the calendar, right? Inside the Discord room, there is a place there. There's a room, a sub channel called or coaching one-on-one. The link is there if you didn't. But normally, upon you coming on board during your onboarding, that was the first thing that we shared with you. I'm trying to reach some of you who have. I'm not sure. We only have 10 people here. We have more than that. We have been growing. But so you see, this is pre-market, and we have only how many viewers we have here? 9 concurrent. I'm not sure if the order is 11 there in the playback, but as the people still asking me as of yesterday, how to get into the pre-market. The link is posted in the general section, right? So when those messages come, I need to do a better job. I'm not sure if I need to put at everyone such that the message is actually reaches everyone. I'm getting a sense as if, despite my efforts in communicating some of the information, it's actually not reaching the desired targets. So let's see what on there. And then we have private room where I can chat individually with some of you. Some of you, I am sending message, but I'm not getting seeing any something back. So let's see how that goes. So let's see here, it is exactly as we are about to embark on this last day before the holiday on July 2nd, 2020. It is 9:12 p.m. in Singapore, 8:12 p.m. in Ho Chi Minh and London, 2:12 p.m. And you are catching a live broadcast from Southern California, where we are currently stand at 6:12 a.m. Pacific time. Let's go ahead and take questions on charts that you would like to take a look on, and I will make sure that we are sharing the right screen at least for once. So if anybody has any chart that they want us to go over, if your thought is, what is your number one and number two stock for on the trading on the alert list for next week, just be patient. Actually, subscriber already know which one is number one with strikes and everything and expiration. Wow. So the technique today is going to be what? You have the watch list, right? So this is an ideal scenario for why we publish the watch list early. So you have it with 24 hours before even you have a full 24 hours. So if I were you, depending on the trade that you have, please, by all means, if you already have trades that are expiring today, hopefully those positions, you are not mobilizing a lot of your capital. So you can start looking at the trend, the initial trend of the alerts from last week, and then start setting yourself off. By the end of the day, you need to be thinking how to carry those positions overnight, right? We published a video yesterday. That's because that just gives you a technique how to manage your position, your swing trades. So it should no longer be a mystery. We have two videos, how to enter a setup for bearish and bullish. There were plenty of them yesterday. So I'm surprised when I ask people, hey, how did you do? There are plenty of opportunities. There were plenty of opportunities yesterday where with just patience, even on a 15-minute chart, there were plenty of stock. Go back, please, revisit. You have to spend time, folks, on these things. If you're busy, because we are all busy, I kid you not, we are all busy. But if you want to spend your money and make this a source of revenue, we have said that a lot, it requires works. It requires works on my part, but it requires works on your part as well, which is, hey, which one are you going to trade? There is no reason why we should have traders finding themselves on the wrong side of the trade. There's no guessing game anymore, really. Convince yourself of that. Let's take a question on here. Can we look at WYND chart, please? Yes, we can. So are we on the right screen? Yes, we are. So, maybe I need to say what about that other stock because I said something on it. But I mean, it's okay. I can share that with the subscriber. So let's take a look at WYND. So this is the weekly chart for WYND. We were trading this week below the moving averages. So WYND has been on a 3-week downtrend on here, posting lower lows and lower highs. So bearish action, right? So now the question is, has this thing found support exactly at this line, which is 70? So we closed yesterday at 73.79, a green candle there, potentially signifying us that we are finding support or of any type. So that's what the weekly tells us. So on the daily, we are below the moving average. So basically, folks, this moving average, we have stated that's enough. If not, we can stress on them. They act as our first natural support and resistance, meaning when we are below them, they behave as resistance. And you can see in here, this is an illustration of that. Yesterday, the stock tried, after two green candles, so after a long downtrend, the stock tried to recover and it faced resistance at the exponential moving average 8 period. That's why we say technical analysis is going to be your friend. They're always the same thing. So this chart, still at this stage, is still bearish. In order for it to become bullish, we need to be trading first above the yellow line, which is the exponential moving average 8 period, which is, let's say for us, we're going to say we will be bullish above 77. And we will be even more bullish if we start going to 80 and so forth. But as of now, You can see this price. Yes, there have been days where the stock has gapped up above the yellow line, but look what happened. So that's an indication for you. If WYND currently is trading at 76, that's exactly, so look at it, folks. So WYND is trading currently at 76, or it might open at 76, right? It's still below the yellow line. And if you want to day trade WYND or swing trade WYND, you use the 15-minute chart to tell you what's going on. Let's look at it. For us, this week we were recommending the July 2nd was 78 calls. So people who took those, they were in the money, but that was really short-lived. I mean, it didn't really go further than that because the upper Bollinger, folks, is something you need to pay attention to. While you are trading, ask yourself, does the stock has room to go further? The natural resistance is the upper Bollinger. Does that mean stock cannot go outside of the upper Bollinger? Of course they can. Here's an example, but that's not sustainable. So yesterday, you came in, first candle is green, above VWAP. Okay, we gapped up a little bit. Okay, fantastic. So what's going to happen? We cannot make a decision on this first candle. You know that by now. Second candle is red. We close below VWAP. Okay, so that's for us is something that we know. Okay, when that happens, typically there's a retest of VWAP, and then this big candle went above, posting new high. Okay, the question could have been, okay, we just posted this one and this one. So a lot of people, and this one is really difficult. I tell you the truth, because at this stage on here, our natural instinct is, well, we said that. We're above VWAP. We posted higher highs, so let's go calls. Yeah, I can see that is. But we start this candle on here, and then all of a sudden we close this here. So after 15 minutes in that position with calls, your mindset would have definitely, if you were not aware that, hey, you were trading outside of the upper Bollinger. I told people, traders in the one-on-one coaching that, hey, anytime a stock is trading outside the upper Bollinger, if you find yourself, get involved. And for me, I have a bias. I know I shouldn't be saying that. When stocks are trading outside of the upper Bollinger, except some of the super stock that we know of, I'm bearish. So this candle on here negated this decision immediately. So let's go about this again. We wait for this candle to close, right? So this candle closing, it gave us this color. So we just put in a trade. Those calls that we bought outside of the upper Bollinger here, the way not to buy this, if you don't know about the upper Bollinger, is by looking at the chart of the option, because the chart of that option is going to be telling you that, hey, you are buying very expensive calls on here. Yeah, because the RSI, because on that option chart, you have RSI and everything. I've shown you mine, right? It will show you that, hey, you are buying an expensive option, and that will have refrained you from doing that. Or I can give you further, because really here we will go to teaching. When you find yourself in this situation, right, I said, yeah, we need to get involved, because only two things can happen mostly. Either continue up, it goes down. Take a straddle. Yes, go ahead and take a straddle. And expiration, if you want to trade the July 2nd, since we were July 1st yesterday, you can even take a straddle if you want. It's going to be a little bit more expensive, but my friend, you will have been rewarded big time on the other direction. Yeah. Stock trading outside of the upper Bollinger, yes, they are trades that we are to take because they are good opportunity, but we need to be mindful of the direction. Typically, stock cannot stay outside of the upper Bollinger for that long. That's the lesson of today. So we're going to try to fine-tune your knowledge, your technical knowledge, to avoid, because, hey, this market is hard to trade. Let's put it as such. This is not because we see these 10 baggers here left and right on here. No, this market is hard to trade. So hence, we need to be cautious, especially in the early going. This is just 1 hour into the session. Folks, you can make money in this market trading just 1 hour within the day. If you're trading the right hour, it doesn't have to be the first 30 minutes. Sometimes for some stocks, it's going to be the first 30 minutes or so. So as the market is gapping up here today, be mindful of, hey, let's just not go, because the first 3 candles are something like this. We posted higher highs. That means if it's outside of the Bollinger, you will be wise actually to have a bias on puts. Hopefully that helps for some position on there. So yes, the situation on WIN is bearish, regardless of until sorry, it start trading above those moving average that we looked at on a daily, on the weekly. Hopefully that answer your question, Mr. Rohit. Okay. We are minutes away from the opening of the last session before the holiday. So I wish everybody a good session, and we will get out as we started with some holiday music from Miss Madonna. Arrivederci. Okay, everybody. Bye-bye.